I cheated on my wife so she wouldn't find out I was cheating on her. My wife and Tina had been as close as Siamese twins since first grade. They went everywhere together and did everything together from elementary school through college. They even took a night out with the boys together, Tracy in the back seat and Tina in the front seat, during a double date at the movie theater. My wife's parents even looked at Tina as a second daughter. Tina had disliked me from the moment I met and started dating Tracy, and had spent considerable time and effort trying to get Tracy and I to break up. Honestly, as close as they were, I was surprised that Tina didn't succeed. But apparently Tracy's love for me was stronger than her friendship with Tina. I thought that once Tina saw that the wedding was happening, she would accept it and calm down. But that didn't happen, and I almost canceled the wedding. Tina was a bridesmaid, of course, but her attitude and behavior was such that I ended up telling Tracy that I didn't want Tina in the wedding. In fact, I don't want her there even as an invited guest, she said. But she should be there. She's my oldest and dearest friend. Yes, and your oldest and dearest friend hates me to the core and won't miss a single opportunity to let me and everyone else know it. I won't let her ruin what should be one of the happiest days of our lives. I'll talk to her. Good, but one more nasty thing from her, or if I hear her say anything about me to anyone else again and the wedding is off. We can go to City Hall and have a simple ceremony that even she can't ruin, but I'm not going to let that fool ruin a wedding and reception that cost thousands. Whatever Tracy had said to Tina had helped, at least as far as verbal abuse was concerned. But I could tell by the look in Tina's eyes that she still hated me and hadn't given up on her dream of separating Tracy and me. Tina didn't give up, and not 6 months later, Tracy and I were married, and rumors started circulating among friends and family that I was cheating on Tracy. As fate would have it, those rumors reached Tracy, and she lashed out at me over it. How do you prove your innocence when you're attacked by rumors? You can't. You must have a name, date, time, and place that you can use to disprove the lie. You must be able to show that you were somewhere else, doing something else at the time you were allegedly cheating. You can't do anything with the phrase "Rob is cheating on Tracy." No matter how much I denied it, or how much I told Tracy I loved her and wanted no one but her, the seed had been planted and it would never go away. A year after Tracy and I were married, Tina met and married a nice guy, and when he got a job transfer, they moved. The rumors stopped, but even so, I knew that every time I went hunting, bowling, golfing, or playing cards with my buddies, I had to have ample proof of where I was and what I was doing. 2 years passed, and the strain of Tracy's constant suspicions began to take its toll on my relationship with her, and I was very close to dropping everything and leaving. And then Tina came home. No one ever found out what happened between Tina and her husband, not even Tracy. But she came back. She was divorced, and she was different. One day, I came home from work and found that Tina had come to visit. I did what I usually did when she was around. I went down to my workshop in the basement so I wouldn't be in the same room with her. About 2 hours later, I heard the front door close, and after a couple more minutes, Tracy came down the stairs and sat on the bottom step. She didn't say anything, just sat there and watched me turn a table leg on the lathe. After about 5 minutes, I turned to her. "What's wrong?" "Nothing." "Then why are you just sitting there looking at me?" "I'm trying to find a way to tell you that I'm sorry I've been a suspicious fool the last couple years." "And what does that mean?" "Tina just confessed to me that she was the one who started the rumor that you were cheating on me. She was jealous of you and wanted to break us up. She wanted everything to go back to the way it was before I met you. Wanted it to be just the two of us again. Baby, I'm so sorry that I didn't trust you and that I was such a fool. I'm surprised you put up with it. You must love me very much to put up with everything I've put you through and not leave." Then she stepped off the step and threw herself into my arms. "Can you forgive me, baby? Please forgive me." The next morning at breakfast, Tracy handed me a piece of paper with a phone number written on it. "What's this?" "It's Tina's phone number. She wants to apologize to you in person." I told her you'd give her a call and maybe we could meet for lunch sometime. I tossed the paper on the table. Very unlikely. Please, baby. She knows she was wrong and she wants to make amends. Why don't you do it? Do it for me? Tracy haunted me for a week, and finally I called Tina. I met her for lunch and she turned out to be exactly as Tracy had advised me. She was remorseful, apologized, and asked me to forgive her. I know it was wrong, but Tracy and I have been a team for years. I saw you as the person who ruined the only real friendship of my life. And it didn't help that you two were so happy together and I couldn't find a decent boyfriend. I know I looked like I'd had plenty of boyfriends, but they were all just looking for sex. I was jealous of your happiness with Tracy and thought that if I could break you up, I could get my relationship with Tracy back. I know there's not much I can do to make it up to you for all the grief I caused, but I wanted you to at least know that I was sorry. What could I say? I know what I wanted to say. Eat garbage and die. But I needed to get home and meet Tracy and tell her that I accepted Tina's apology, so I reached across the table and Tina and I shook hands. A year passed, and it felt like Tina was trying hard to erase the image I always had of her. It happened slowly at first, a smile and a slight wave of the hand when we saw each other in town, a birthday card and other little things. It grew into a hug when she came over for dinner and a kiss on the cheek when she left. As time went on, the hugs got a little tighter, and the kisses on the cheek lasted a little longer than just a smack. Tracy would smile and say, "You're doing great. She needs to know that there are some really good and decent guys in the world. It will help her realize that she will find one someday." Tina spent more and more time with us, and I gradually became her big brother, on whose shoulder she could cry. Soon she was telling me all her problems and asking for advice, and Tracy was smiling and telling me how glad she was that her two favorite people were so close, and that it was so great that Tina could rely on me to help her. I was glad that Tracy was happy, but I was becoming increasingly uncomfortable and nervous about the situation. Tracy had no idea the effect Tina had on me, and I'm not just talking about Tina's obvious beauty and sexiness. I'm talking about the effect that being privy to all of her secrets had on me. She would ask me what she was doing wrong, why she couldn't keep a guy, and then add something like, "I even let him do whatever he wanted to me. Why can't I find a guy to stay with me?" I knew the answer to that question, but I couldn't tell her. Tracy would kill me. In her quest to find a steady boyfriend, Tina was too desperate. Simply put, dating Tina was guaranteed sex. "She needs to not be so available," I told Tracy. "You need to tell her that." "Oh, no. If she's told, you'll have to do it yourself." "I can't tell her that. She's my closest and favorite friend." So nothing was ever said to Tina, and she continued to be everyone's punching board. Tracy's sister had just had her third child, and Tracy was at her sister's house looking after Marie's other two children. I was just getting out of the shower and putting on my robe when the doorbell rang. It was Tina. She was crying, threw herself into my arms, buried her head in my chest, and sobbed. I led her over to the couch and held her until she stopped crying, at which point she told me what had happened. She had gone on a first date with a guy, and everything seemed to be going well. They ended up in his apartment and made love several times. She was laying on the bed and catching her breath when a voice called out, "Hey, Billy, what's that?" Tina looked up and saw two guys standing at the door. "Tonight's cheater." "Is she good?" "Not bad." The three of them took turns having sex with her, and then Billy kicked her out of his apartment. She had to call a cab to get back to where she'd left her car. "What is wrong with me? Why do I attract guys like this? Why?" Her voice was interrupted, and I looked at her and saw that she was looking down. "Oh, God," she said. She tilted her head and started stroking my body. I should have pushed her away. I should have done a lot of things, but I didn't. It all happened so fast that when it was time to do something about it, it was too late. I don't know of any man in the world who could break away from that. Tina once told me that she was better at it than most, And she wasn't lying. I know it doesn't sound manly, but Tina used me. We had sex with her, and when we were done, she started to get dressed and smiled at me. You never had a chance, baby. I always knew I could get you, and I always knew I could eventually get even with you for what you did when you separated Tracy and I. What do you mean? I mean that you have two choices now, baby. From now on, you either do what I tell you to do, or I tell Tracy about our party tonight. That won't work, Tony. After the deception you pulled when we first got married, she won't believe you. She'll realize you're just trying to keep us apart. Oh, she'll believe me, baby. Look at your right inner thigh. That love bite I put there will stick around for days, and when I tell her about it, she will know where I had to be to see it, let alone do it. You're a fool, you're a cheater. Yes, baby, and you shouldn't have forgotten that. And don't think you can stall until the sting is gone, because I plan on putting you another one every time we're together. You know what that means, baby. It means I call, you show up. The first time I call and you give me some excuse why you can't come, my next call will be Tracy. That bite will always be there, baby, ready for Tracy to look at. She caught me. I was totally bewildered. The next evening, Tracy was still at her sister's house when Tina walked in. Ready to start your punishment for ruining my relationship with Tracy? I've had sex with 3 guys in the last 5 hours. You gotta clean me up, baby. You do a good job and I'll let you make love to me. Fail, I'll call Tracy. As disgusted as I was, I realized she had me by a thread, so I did what she asked. On my way out the door, she said, "Great job, babe. I'll have something else for you tomorrow." The next day, Tracy was at her sister's house, so Tina called me at work and asked me to stop by on my way home. I don't have much for you today, baby, but it should be enough to keep you satisfied. You're happy being my cheating girlfriend, aren't you, baby? Come on, tell me. I just looked at her with disgust on my face, and she walked over and picked up the phone. Tell me, baby, tell me how much you love me. Thus began my love slavery to Tina. Honestly, she was a great girl, and I didn't mind what she was asking for. What depressed me was the fact that I was being forced to do it, and also the realization that I was cheating on Tracy. It was the ultimate irony. I was cheating on Tracy, so Tracy wouldn't know I was cheating on her. The worst was the verbal abuse. I was called a cheater, a cheating boy, and other names. Tina took great pleasure in humiliating me, and I quickly realized that if she thought I was, it would make me feel better. But even I had my limits. One evening, Tina said, "I'll have a special treat for you tomorrow." I didn't even hesitate. I went to the phone and dialed my home number. When Tracy answered, I said, "I'm at Tina's, honey. She has something she wants to tell you," and held out the phone to Tina. Tina threw me a disapproving look and then walked over and took the phone from me. "Hey, girlfriend. No, there's nothing wrong with me. I wasn't feeling well for a while. I called Rob for advice and he helped me. I just wanted to call and thank you for letting me lean on him from time to time. I love you, girlfriend." She hung up the phone and looked at me. "You're such a wuss. That phone call was one of the worst mistakes of my life." 2 weeks later, I showed up at Tina's apartment after I got a call at work and was summoned to my apartment. Tina was smiling as she opened the door and let me in. "I have a real treat for you today, my little cheater. 5 guys made love to me. You must be destined to be the last." She led me into the bedroom and my heart almost stopped beating. On the bed lay a naked Tracy, who had just spent the evening with the guys, too. She looked at me. "Don't just stand there, asshole D, here and wipe me off." I just stood there looking at her, trying to comprehend what I was seeing, and Tracy said again, "Come here, or go home and pack your things." Tracy's phone call made her curious. She had never gotten a phone call from Tina or me before. A few days later, she asked Tina about it. Tina had never lied to Tracy, so she told her what had happened. She admitted what she had done and that she had been blackmailing me ever since. She even told Tracy how the phone call happened. But even after Tina confessed everything, Tracy still wanted to get even. Tina set her up with several of her boyfriends, 5 to be exact, and all 5 had sex with Tracy from 11 in the morning until I arrived. I was put to the choice of either joining in or leaving. Considering what I had been through trying to save my marriage to Tracy, I had no choice. I did what I had to do. Even though Tina admitted it was her fault, setting me up and then cheating on me, Tracy still wouldn't give me the slip. "You're a man, you're bigger than her, and you could have pushed her away. You could have run away and locked yourself in the bathroom. You shouldn't have let that happen." Then she admonished me. "I'm angry, Rob, and I'm going to show you how angry I am. If you want our marriage to last, you have to make a choice. Tina and I will see each other a couple times a week, and I will have sex with anyone who wants it, and then Tina and I will go home, and you will do your chores. If you don't want me to do that, your other choice is to do for me what you wouldn't do for Tina. That's your choice." For 2 weeks, I sat at home and watched my wife get dressed for a night out, and then I became a cheater for Tracy and Tina when they came home. I love Tracy, but I can't let her do this to me anymore, and I won't do anything to stop it. This morning I cleared out the checking and savings accounts and canceled all the credit cards that had both of our names on them or put them in Mr. Only status. I'm almost done packing now, and when they both arrive tonight, all they'll find is a note on the kitchen table. "Tina tried to break us up when we first got married, and you made my life hell for a few years. Then you found out it was Tina's fault, but you forgave her. Now she has done it again, and you forgive her again and make my life hell. When you can forgive her for everything and can't forgive me for anything, it's obvious you never loved me even close to the level I loved you. When this cheater you call your friend always means more to you than I do, I have no reason to stick around anymore. Tina won, she got her wish. You two are back together and you deserve each other." I took one last look around to make sure I hadn't missed anything I wanted, then turned on the kitchen light so that it illuminated the note on the kitchen table with my wedding ring on it, and left. The end. Subscribe to my channel. Thank you!